Allah's book, with a stunning 500 appearances. The longest surah, the second, was dedicated to the golden calf the Israelites foolishly crafted in the wilderness. The 10th surah is called Jonah. The 12th is named after and preoccupied with Joseph. The 14th is dedicated to Abraham. The 17th is named after the Jews, the children of Israel. The 19th derives its name from Mary, mother of Esau, the Islamic Jesus. The 21st is dedicated to the Hebrew prophets. Only one is named for Muhammad, and just one bears the name of his first god, Ar-Rahman. Noah has a surah named in his honor, but so do the jinn, signs of the zodiac, the sun, and the moon. Without the Bible, the Quran would be a very thin book. Detached from its influence, Islam loses most of its religious trappings. This is the reason Muslims are so insistent that the God of the Bible and the God of the Quran are the same. For if they are not, Islam's reliance on the Bible becomes an insurmountable liability rather than the religion's lone asset. As we turn the page, we are confronted with some rather astonishing Nimrod fairy tales. It's odd that a historian like Tabari would jettison his chronology to insert these randomly throughout his depictions of Noah and Abraham. I'm surprised that he even presents them at all, but nonetheless they are there, and thus we must deal with them.
Tabari. Nimrod's arrogance and rebelliousness against his Lord went on for a long time, some say 400 years, in spite of Allah's forbearance with him.
The pot calls the kettle black.
Nimrod was arrogant. He was the first tyrant on earth.
As a result,
Allah sent gnats against them.
That would be the Babylonians, I suppose.
And they ate their flesh and drank their blood, and nothing but their bones were left. But Allah gave Nimrod a single gnat, which entered his nostril, and went on beating inside his head with hammers for 400 years. The most merciful of his friends was he who bunched up his hands and beat Nimrod's head with them.
That really made him mad.
Nimrod vowed to seek out Abraham's God, so he took 4 eagle fledglings and nurtured them on meat and wine, so they grew up tough and strong. Then he tied them to a chest and sat in it. He suspended a piece of meat over them, and they flew up trying to reach it. When they had risen in the sky, Nimrod looked down and beheld the earth. He saw the mountains crawling below him like creeping ants. When they had risen still higher, he looked and saw the earth with a sea surrounding it. After climbing still higher, he came into a region of darkness, and could not see what was above or what was below him. He became frightened and threw the meat down. The eagles followed it, darting downward. When the mountains saw them coming near and heard their noise, they became afraid and almost moved from their places, but did not do so. As Allah says, verily they have plotted their plot, and their plot is with Allah, even if their plot were one whereby the mountains should be moved.
This became Quran 14:46. I recognize that the Islamic hadith are designed to explain the Quran, but this one is counterproductive, and sadly there is no excuse. These fables were concocted 1,000 years after the frivolity of pagan myths had been exposed to reason. This is long after Moses, David, Solomon, Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle enlightened the civilized world. With that in mind, let's examine the Quranic problem Muhammad was trying to solve. In the 41st verse of the 14th surah we read,
"Think not that Allah is oblivious. Hastening forward, their heads upraised, their eyes staring aghast, and their hearts vacant, warn people of the day when the punishment shall be inflicted upon them. Then will the wicked say, Lord, give us a respite, so we shall respond to your call and follow the apostles. What? Did you not swear before that there will be no reverse for us?"
Evidently the inebriated eagles didn't have reverse either.
Quran 14:46. And they are plotting their plots, but their plan is evident to Allah, even though their plot is so adroit as to make the mountains move.
So there you have it. Muhammad needed to come up with a plot that was capable of making the mountains move for the Quran to make sense. That drunken eagle bit was perfect. The surah that claims Allah isn't oblivious ends with these words,
Quran 14, verse 47. Therefore, do not think Allah will fail in His promise to His prophet. Surely Allah is mighty, the Lord of retribution.
That's pretty clear, and so is this.
On the day the earth shall be changed into a different earth, you will see the guilty bound together in chains. Their shirts will be made of molten pitch, and the fire will cover their faces, so that Allah may reward each soul.
Why do 1 billion people worship such a sadistic God? The Nimrodian tradition continues to scuttle any remnant of credibility Islam may have otherwise retained.
Tabari. They took off from Jerusalem, and they fell down in the mountain of smoke. When Nimrod saw this method would accomplish nothing, he began building the tower, taller and taller. Then he voided excrement through it. Allah seized his building by its foundations, and the roof fell down upon them, and doom came upon them.